About a year ago, I started off on a language learning journey because I wanted to teach myself French. I remember ever since I was young, I was fascinated by France and Quebec, and it was something where I wanted to learn the language, but I never really took the time to until last year. I started using a language learning software program, and it was pretty good for a little while, but eventually it just kind of became repetition. It was just a vocabulary lesson, and it didn't really teach me the language, and that's where the sponsor of today's video, Babbel, comes into play. Babbel is a language learning app that teaches you how to speak, read, and listen in new languages. It gives you all the tools you need to have conversations in real-world situations. In addition to app-based lessons, you can also learn through games, podcasts, videos, and even live online classes with top teachers. That's called Babbel Live and is an absolutely fantastic service offered through the app. Everything is straight up designed for learners of all levels. I came in with a bit of an advantage because I had already done some previous French lessons, so I knew some of the vocabulary, but the thing that I struggled with was the conjugation. And one of the things I really like about Babbel is that it doesn't just split out the conjugation lessons or anything like that, it actually integrates it into the lessons themselves. The entire Babbel experience is adaptable to your personal goals and needs. No matter what your motivation is for learning a language, Babbel can help you succeed. Babbel prepares you for situations you'll actually encounter in real life. You'll learn everything you need to have a legit conversation, as opposed to just spouting off words like Fudafafa from Flight of the Conchords. In addition to learning that new language, you're also going to learn about the people, the society, the history, and the culture of the language you've chosen to learn. To get Babbel, just click the link below, and when you use my link, you'll get 60% off. So click the link below and start learning a new language today. In the spirit of learning a new language, I wanted to kind of dive into characters today, and I wanted to give you my favorite French characters from video games. And we are starting with the best boxing game of all time, Punch-Out.
Alright, let's talk the granddaddy of them all. I think for a lot of us, Glass Joe from Punch-Out was our first French character we ever encountered in a game. And it's a shame because Glass Joe's kind of a laughingstock, but at the same time, I really admire the character. He's 1-99 his entire career. He's won one boxing match in his entire career, but he still gets in the ring, he still fights, he still goes out there confident and ready to go. And while, yeah, Joe's gonna lose, he's still an awesome character. Everybody knows Glass Joe. Everybody knows that he's a fantastic character. His intro in the original Punch-Out, coming out to the music La Marseillaise, is amazing. And that carries over into the Wii version as well, with his ridiculously over-the-top animated introduction, holding a baguette in front of the Eiffel Tower. It's just spectacular. I wish Joe got a few more wins. I wish he had a few more wins under his belt, but no matter what, I will always respect the character, and I will always love him for being the first opponent I encountered in one of my all-time favorite games, Punch-Out. I will be honest, you're not getting gameplay footage of me playing as the spy because I am awful as the spy in Team Fortress 2, but that does not change the fact that he is one of my favorite characters. The spy hails from somewhere in France. That's all we know. He is, after all, a spy. He's got to be protective of his identity. He has incredibly sharp suits. He carries stiletto knives. He can take out anything an engineer builds with his sapper. He has a disguise kit to appear as any other class in the game on the opposing team. He can backstab, he can infiltrate, and he can move about any level undetected. He's the ultimate spy. And one of my favorite things about the character is not only the amazing voice work that Dennis Bateman provided by playing his voice in the game, it's also that they expanded upon his character by having him appear in all of the different Meet the Blank videos that Valve produced. You really got an idea of what the spy's personality was in this just absolutely insane over-the-top world of Team Fortress 2. The spy somehow was the most calm, cool, and collected of the entire group. And he was as unhealthy mentally as any of them, but he's still an incredible character with a phenomenal look and just a stunning representation of what cool is. Magnificent character, one of my favorite French characters ever, and just a superb character to play if you're good with him, which I am not, in Team Fortress 2. I love the Street Fighter franchise, and one of my favorite characters in Street Fighter 3 Third Strike is Remy. Remy has a really interesting storyline. He's a character that's out for revenge, but not against anyone in the game per se, just against fighters in general, as his father was a fighter and he abandoned both Remy and his sister, his late sister, I should say, and it actually makes for a really compelling and kind of sad story as Remy comes to grips throughout his battles in Street Fighter III Third Strike to realize that he needs to forgive and forget, and while he can't forgive his father for what he did, he can forget a little bit and start to let things go. He releases his sister, he embraces a new hope, and he moves forward with his life. Remy's a fantastic French character. He's originally from Paris, France, and he's just such a cool addition to the Street Fighter mythos. I wish he had been in more games. He was only in the third Street Fighter 3. That's the only time we've ever seen him, and I wish he was in more games because I think he has both a really unique look and a really neat play style that would serve itself well in additional Street Fighter games. While she's only appeared in one Metal Slug game, Nadia Cassell is a really cool character. First off, she's got an amazing look. I love the pink pigtails. I love that they included another female character in the Metal Slug universe because, I mean, it's kind of a boys' club, let's be honest. She appeared in Metal Slug 4, which I'm playing here on the Metal Slug collection for the Nintendo Wii, and she's really awesome. She's only been in one game, like I said, as a playable character, but she's really neat. She has a very unique personality. She used to be a model, which accounts for her looks, and she works to bring down the Amadeus Syndicate with Trevor. She cares about the way she looks, so she does avoid food and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's a little bit chauvinistic and a little bit ridiculous, but it's Metal Slug. It's supposed to be over the top and stupid, and that's what it is. It's just a fun game, and she's a neat character that adds a really different take on what Metal Slug typically is.
You can feel the breeze.
Okay, I do admit that Asterix the Gaul might be cheating. He's not technically French, first of all. He's a Gaul. And he's not technically a video game character. He was a comic book character first debuting in 1959, but he's such an important piece of history that branches so many different aspects of pop culture. First and foremost, like I said, he started off as a comic book character in Pilote magazine, and he was just a fascinating idea of what a character was. He was fighting against the Roman invaders into Gaul. And what's really cool is that he's been such a long-lasting character. He was actually voted the 23rd greatest book of the 20th century in Le Monde, a Paris newspaper, which is amazing to me. And he's translated into video games as well. He's been in all kinds of different systems, all different kinds of consoles, from 8-bit days all the way to today. The footage you're seeing here is from the beat-em-up Asterix and Obelix Slap Them All on the Nintendo Switch, and it's both a fantastic beat-em-up game, but also a love letter to this character that is so important to French culture, and such a fantastic representation of the history of France. Now, yeah, there's definitely some, shall we say, liberties taken with what the actual history was of the Gauls' occupation of France and the Roman invasion, but you know, I mean, I'm sure there weren't magic brews that made people super strong, but the game itself is a spectacularly fun game, and if you play it and you enjoy it, you're celebrating French culture by enjoying Asterix and Obelix. King is one of my favorite characters from the Art of Fighting and King of Fighters series. First and foremost, she's 100% a badass. She fights Muay Thai style. She's originally from France. She is the owner of the Illusion Bar. She used to be a bouncer for Mr. Big. She's just incredible. She's super fun to play, so she's a little bit different than almost every other character in the game. Despite the fact that she's also a Muay Thai fighter like Joe Higashi, she doesn't play anything like Joe. She's more of an up-close fighter, whereas Joe has projectile attacks. King brings you in close and uses her kicking ability and her agility and her ability to dodge to actually win the fight. And yes, while it's true, King does have a projectile attack with her energy kick, her main focus is up-close fighting. She's not designed to keep distance from other opponents. She's designed to be up-close and personal. She's an incredible character with a really cool background. She's incredibly loyal to her friends and unforgivingly relentless towards her enemies. She's one of my favorite characters. I think she's an absolute blast to play. She almost always gets a spot on my teams when I'm building my teams in various King of Fighters games. She's appeared consistently since Art of Fighting 2. She's a mainstay in the SNK Play More King of Fighters universe, and she's just a superb character for anyone that's a fan of fighting games.
There you have it, my friends. Fantastic French characters. Don't forget to click the link down below if you're interested in learning a foreign language via Babbel. It's a great service, something I have used regularly and I'm truly enjoying. Let me know in the comments down below your favorite French characters from video games. And until next time, remember to play more games, stay square, and take care. I'll talk to you soon.